are supposed to enforce the policies of the ministry. So that is why, ladies and
Waziri,
gentlemen,
let me help you.
yes.
You know, when you tell members of parliament that you have officers on the ground, they are supposed to enforce your policies, it means they are not enforcing. It will be helpful to tell these members that you are going to ensure that your officers on the ground enforce the directives and policies from the ministry. Then things will work better.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that assistance. Let me confirm that we are going to ensure that our officers on the ground enforce the directives of the ministry. We are also making, and let me put it this way, we are also doing the amendment to the Basic Education Act, which is coming to you. And our suggestion is that we criminalize failure by the officers to enforce the policies and regulations of the ministry. So, Honorable Wako's question, as I said, we'll be gazetting the school fees this Friday. The gazette notice has already been prepared. And yes, for day but the gazette notice combines everything, including the day secondary schools. So that gazette notice is coming out. Dr. Nikal's question on grade 9 classroom, as I indicated earlier, an assessment was done, and the classrooms for grade 9 that were required were 23,000, and that has been done. So that problem of grade 9 transitioning from grade 8 in junior schools has been sorted out. And as I've indicated, the transition to grade 10 has taken place, and the exit report will be able to indicate to us which classrooms are remaining so that we can make a decision after working with the public and all of us on how we are going to handle the empty spaces and what we are going to do about the students or about those schools. The question on Lenana School, Bwana Scoot, I'd like you to respond to that question on Lenana School and what we are doing to ensure that our other children able differently also do not miss school. Yes.
Are you done?
Scoot is answering that question on the measures that are in place to ensure that our students able differently are in school. The Honorable Kipchumba's
Thank
question.
you, CS. With regard to Lenana School,
Tell us who you are first.
yeah, my name is Sugut William, Head of Senior School Education.
What name?
Sugut William.
William. Go
Yes.
ahead, William.
With regard to Lenana School is in an integrated school. That means it handles regular children and special needs children, particularly in those that are physically impaired. And what we have seen this year is an upsurge of the numbers of children in special needs. And so we are supporting the school to enhance the capacity.
You are not answering the question that was asked. Lenana was used as an example.
Yes, sir.
But you are asked, what is the ministry doing to accommodate children with special needs across the country?
Okay.
It was not about expanding facilities in Lenana. Isn't that what Kipchumba asked? Yes.
Yes,
That
Speaker.
we have children with autism, physical incapacity, some with partial mental incapacity, and so on.
Yes.
Lenana may be an example school. What policy do you have to accommodate such children across the country? That was the question.
Thank you, Speaker. Sir, what has happened is that we have a total of 37 special needs schools that we have dedicated to handle all the array of special needs issues, from visually impaired, hearing impaired, to physically impaired. The ministry also gives an enhanced capitation for purposes of ensuring that infrastructure in these schools is taken care of. This financial year, for instance, we benefited from the National Treasury by receiving 100 million, which has been shared to those schools. Each of them will get 2.7 million to be able to improve the infrastructure across the board. And we will continue then to get the data and be able to support all these special needs schools with the support of KISE and the various agencies of government. Thank you, Speaker.
Go on, Minister.
Honorable Ambeyo's question
Yes,
on opening of...
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Even as he gives that answer, there was a policy change, not only in Kenya, but worldwide, including Kenya, that children with special needs, if they are not too severe, should be integrated in schools, in mainstream schools. So actually, schools like Alliance, like Lenana, Moi Girls Eldred, should be attempting to have a certain quota reserved for those children, because they have to know how to live with normal society. Because one day they'll have to come to the workplace. 4% of the workplace is reserved for people with disabilities. And I think that's where the challenge is. And I think that's how that question was being directed by Mr. Kipchumba, Honorable Kipchumba, right?
So Honorable Ambeya's question, Omar and Katana also dealing with these issues of the extra levies, opening of shops in schools to sell things like uniforms to parents. That's what we've said. It is in the policy, and we're going to ensure that it is enforced. Issues of remedial fees that we've discussed. And also, Honorable Mari asked about us providing the list of the infrastructure funds distributed across the country in the last 10 years. Mr. Sgut, and I can see Hassan there. When are you providing this? You have the data.
So we have the data. We have the data and we can provide immediately.
Go on.
All right. I have answered the question of disbursement of the 22,000, and the question of whether the funds that we've released this time is supposed to pay for the debts of last year. No, it's not supposed to pay for the debts of last year. It's supposed to be paid for this year. And that is a different conversation that needs to be had, because it's not just last year that we did not give full 22, but also previous years that have indicated is as a result of what we receive. The JS autonomy is a conversation that is still going on to determine how to handle the JS in junior schools of the teachers and the other activities that they are involved with. One of the proposals is that we might have to have a deputy principal in charge of junior school to handle issues relating to the JS teachers and in that space. In terms of the security of our teachers up north, we are working with the Ministry of Interior. In fact, as we speak, there is a team that was dispatched yesterday from the ministry, from TSC and from Interior, and they are up there trying to find out solutions to ensure that all our teachers are secured in the schools where they are teaching. So that we are working with the Ministry of Interior to support us in that place. The role of sponsors is provided for in the Basic Education Act, and they get involved in a number of activities as stipulated in the Act, but where we discuss and we find that maybe something needs to be changed, we would be able to discuss with them, have stakeholder engagements with them to ensure that there is no conflict in handling matters in those schools. There was a last question.
Of withholding certificates by Mwinyi.
Yes, I did indicate that we are enforcing that provision because it is in the Act, but as I indicated, the weakness is there is no penalty provided for. it is administrative action, but we are working to ensure that that particular provision is enforced. The last.
Who is shouting point of order? Wamchomba, is it a point of order or you want to ask a question? Emase? Emase, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, my point of order is on certificates. Because parents are not being given the certificates. And at some point in another fora, you indicated the possibility of transiting certificates through the district education offices as opposed to the principals. What is the progress on that? Because right now, Honorable Speaker, a parent who has even cleared the fees, when the child goes to pick the certificate so that they can proceed to the university, is being told you lost 24 books. How possible is it that a student lost 24 books? I just had a call today. A student is claimed to have lost 24 books. And to pay remedial, 50,000. I mean, this is bullshit. What is the progress?
That is wrong language. Withdraw that.
I withdraw, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
But we feel it on behalf of the parents. Because this is a conduit of corruption. And it must be dealt with.
Waziri, sit down, Omongina.
The question of certificates, as I've indicated, has been a thorn, and we are doing everything possible to ensure that the enforcement of that provision is done, because it is illegal under the Act for any principal to withhold a certificate belonging to a student. The question of Honorable Madhenge on the 36% of KCSE, it is true that from the KCSE, a number of the students who are in C4 did not get good grades. But this particular system is slightly different from Form 4, because this one is not dependent on the exam alone. So we anticipate that going forward, the support we'll give to these schools, including ensuring that the infrastructure sent to these schools is across the board, because now things like sports is not a co-curricular, but it is mainstream. So the resources will be going to these schools to ensure that the facilities are in place, and because it is a competency-based, we anticipate that that number of children not doing too well from C4 will go down. Thank you.
Honorable members, order. Honorable members, we have the next CS Duale waiting. Do we get him in or we take another round? Okay. Do we take him in or we take another round? Okay. Take your seats. Let me see the hands. Wanjala, you'll be number one. Mbeyu, you are in the last cohort, so I can't give you now. Let's be fair to others. Nicholas, number 2. Wamaua, number 3. Ambassador Sigei, number 4. Wamshomba, number 5. Even if you wave your hand and you are not in the radar, I will not give you. We have reached number 5. Huko nyuma kuna nani? The member in a white shirt, I can't see you properly. Ni nani? Maungu, number 6. Atandi, number 7. Wangwe, number 8. Number 9. Kemei, number 9. Rueda, number 10. And member for Garissa Town, number 11. Let's take those. Yes. It's member for Garissa, not town. It's major. Waitan, sorry. Waitan from Mandera. Let's take those. If it's your wish that you carry on, I'll give you. Let's take those. Number one question each. Wanjala.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Waziri did come to Parliament to answer questions. And Mr. Speaker, Waziri disbursed capitation money to ghost schools. And he promised Parliament that indeed they were investigating and people will be brought to books. Till today, Mr. Speaker, all those billions, we still don't know whether those people